This is good news. We're moving back to Puerto Rico, baby. All right, I just got back from church and I think the McLaren is sold. Now, I randomly moved back down to Puerto Rico a couple of weeks ago, and that left me with an interesting predicament. I have a bunch of cars sitting at my house in Arizona. I still have a house sitting there. And I'm gonna keep all of them except for one, which just got picked up today. I just e-signed the docs before they picked it up, and well, the car looks like it's going bye-bye. By far the coolest car I have ever owned. But hey, in for $420, out for $415. Not a bad deal, which means the dealership probably sold it for $420 or in the $420s. As I suspected, those cars didn't lose any money. $765, only a couple hundred of them in the US, $765 in the world. What a beautiful car to own. What an amazing experience. I did bring down here with me my little gift from a friend, the Mini GT3. But my 3RS is gone as well. The other cars are still sitting. But anyways, today is Sunday, which means a couple things. First of all, nice, chill, simple day. We'll still be doing a little bit of work, but my goal on weekends is to try to get into the ocean. That's what I do. I live in a crazy beach resort and I never use it. So we're gonna jump in the ocean here in maybe an hour or two. But first, we gotta get a little bit of work done. Now, for those of you guys who've been following the channel for a while, you know, I've been in the e-commerce space for a long time. And what I've been building has been really fun. It's actually one of the reasons I left Puerto Rico. We moved back to the States to set up US manufacturing and do a lot of work where I kind of needed to be there. Now I'm not needed. And so as I continue to grow the business, I can do that from down here and just travel and do my thing. So this brand that I've been building in the supplement space, once you prove your concept, you get customers, you have people coming in. Now I need to figure out more products to launch, right? Eventually you need to build out a whole collection. So one of the products we're gonna be launching is like a more general protein powder line, which is, you know, pretty general, nothing fancy, everybody has one. But we'll build this out, we'll start with whey, and then eventually we'll do isolate and just drop all the general products that people are gonna need. So we have 4 new products in the works, plus 2 general products, one of those being like protein powder. And the reason I don't just come out and start with something like that, a lot of people wanna do like a supplement thing or whatever, it's kind of all the rage now. But you don't want to come into a market like that where the price has been pushed super low. It's a very general product. You can get it in any store and it's like pretty competitive. So they'd rather just go with the big brand. You want to start your brand with what I call a hero product. The product's a little more unique. You can maybe get a higher margin on it, price it a little better, and it's just less competition. It's something that's a little more shock and wow factor. So that's what I did, and we've successfully been able to grow the brand. Let me show you this a little bit. This has been super fun to build over the last 30 days. You know, we're averaging like $250,000 a month on Shopify, and then on Amazon, it did a little less. We actually have been struggling with some inventory stuff. I'll put up the graph. It's been a little bit less over the last short bit, but we should have a lot more inventory that's going in here soon. So, especially with the new products launching, it should be very fun. Now I'm gonna show you something here that I don't really show people, but it relates a lot to if you want to build an actual brand in the e-commerce space. The reason that I'm building the type of brand that I'm building is because I want something that has recurring subscriptions. Okay, the way I see e-commerce going, coming from somebody who's done this for 8 years, top year was probably $7 million. That wasn't just on one store. There was many stores, some had partners, some didn't, but that was like just shilling regular drop shipping products. The reason I've consolidated that, put it into one brand, we're gonna do probably more than that just this year off that brand, but the reason that I'm doing that is because as ad costs continue to rise and it becomes more and more difficult to acquire customers, you want the ability to have a higher LTV. And that is the concept that nobody pays attention to when they get into e-commerce. LTV, lifetime value. How much money can your customer spend when they're shopping with you? That can be looked at as 2 ways, the average order value, the AOV, how much they spend up front, what's that average order value? But also that LTV, the returning nature of customers. Do they buy again because you send them an email? Do you get them on a monthly subscription? Do you launch a new product every month and they can come back and buy that? Like, what's the thing that re-engages your customers? So it's like you're marketing to people to get them initially, and you're remarketing to your same customers in some format. And that ultimately is why I decided to build the brand that I have been building. And so allow me to show you a number here that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna show you the entire graph so you can kind of get the information. Take a look at this. So this is an app called Seal Subscription that we use for all of the subscriptions. And if you can look at this chart, okay, $1,100, $1,700, $1,000, $1,800, $1,300, $1,700. This is daily amount being billed for people who have taken the monthly subscription. Just think about that for a second. These are people who decided to buy our product, but we offered them, hey, if you'd like, you can get a little discount and get it monthly. You can subscribe. This is insane, okay? Because what this means is this is your base of cash flow, right? Over 2K, 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 1,600. Today we've got, probably 1,700 that'll go through. Like most days are starting to become $2,000 worth of subscriptions scheduled, okay? There's right at $59,000 a month scheduled on here, just on Shopify. And then Amazon has the same feature. If you haven't noticed, just like the example I was showing you here, you click on any supplement listing, they're gonna have this, okay? One-time purchase and subscribe and save. $23.90 if you subscribe, $25.18 if you don't. So it's a discount. It's a pretty standard like 10% that pretty much every seller is going to offer you, maybe 5%. And so that allows you, right, to get this recurring subscription. So we also have a lot of subscriptions on Amazon. And actually I've noticed on Amazon the churn rate is a lot lower, which just means people leaving, like people stay a lot longer on Amazon. We got my new standing desk here, golf clubs. This place is slowly coming together. I'll talk about it more later in the video. We just moved in. But the subscription nature of this business is why I'm doing it, because what's cool is even if I break even on my ads, and I'm breaking even, which means no competitor can really do that because they have to make money. I could even lose a little bit, but then month 2 I make money. It's all profit. Month 3 I make money. Month 4, you see where I'm going with this? That is why most people who come into the e-commerce world, dropshipping, whatever you want to call it, they don't do well. Is because they really struggle to be profitable. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Their ads aren't good, they're whatever. But ultimately, they can't compete with people like me who can spend more money than they can and get a lower return. I can scale a lower number that they're not willing to. And ultimately, that's why it's just awesome. I can bully the hell out of people. So, I'll tell you this because it's kind of funny. When I was first launching this brand, it was just a little side project. I wasn't doing much with it initially, and then eventually started growing. I bought out the partner I had on it. And I've been running this now for closing in on a year myself. And one thing that I'll say, when it was doing like $3,000 a month, I was like, this is gonna be big. And then I showed my results and people actually laughed. I said, we did 7,800 in month 4 of the business. And people like actually like DM, like, oh, what the fuck is that? Making fun? Oh, you fell off. You don't know. I'm like, as if I haven't shown it before and shown it again and again. But anyways, it goes from that to 7,800 to 8,800. That was 25,000, and people poked fun at $30,000 a month, but then it wasn't as funny when it hit 190, 300, 400, 460, right? Where do we continue to go from here? And so this brand, I have no doubt, I don't know within what timeline, but it will get to millions a month. And I want to put this out there. That's going to come from 2 things. It's going to come from 2 things. Scaling the product that we already have, which really is just like 2 main products. So scaling the products and creating systems for that. I will talk more about that in a bit because that's really how you blow something up. But then the second thing is going to be adding new SKUs. And SKUs can technically mean 2 things. SKUs, which is variants of the same product, more flavors, more size options, whatever. But then also more individual products. So just more options, more things for people to buy. And then each of those I can scale through ads. I can scale a different Amazon listing for each of those. So we will go out, but also scale upwards. That's called vertical scaling, right? More money from one product. Horizontal scaling, more money by adding more products, right? Makes sense? And so that's the way that I'll build, because in supplements, you have something called the stack. What stack of supplements do you take? Okay, I take this, I have creatine, I have my pre-workout, I get my protein powder. People have a stack. And the ideal situation for someone like me as a brand owner in this space is I'd really like for everybody who shops with us to be able to buy everything in one place. I don't want them to have to piece out their supplements, right? They should be able to get everything from us. It might take a while to get there, but that's a goal that we're working towards. So that'll allow us to have big bundle deals, which will boost our average order value. So if people spend more money on average, I can spend more on ads to acquire the customer. See where I'm going with this? So that's what I've been working on. I'm gonna get to work here a little bit, and then I'm gonna head over to the gym shortly. So let me knock this out, and then we'll get moving. And now we've got a payment to make for one of the freelancers helping the brand. So what do we got? 706.57. Transparency. We never have any cash because it's all tied up in inventory. So classic. Here we go. We're playing a contractor. We'll loop that under media buying because he's working with the media buyer. This will now get sent. It's actually funny, like when you're building an e-commerce brand that has a lot of inventory, especially when there's like manufacturing lead times and you're selling on Amazon, the amount of inventory you need to keep on hand is ridiculous. Like we won't ever have any money in this business for quite a while, especially as you grow. The more you grow, the more you're just digging yourself a hole. So we've got a lot of money tied up in inventory, and that will continue to be the case. You know, I used to be fat. Not anymore. And I hid under the cover of, I'm working. I was eating, and I was eating good. My main shoes that I wear to the gym and running, the Hokas, these things are completely soaked still from 2 days ago. I got caught in a flash flood while I was running. So we're wearing the backups, but Hokas, those are the best.
Good and good enough. Yeah. When it comes to this well, it's the P, the motherfucking nigga, yeah. The God, yeah. The truth, yeah. The one who pour his soul out in the booth. Okay. The ghetto superstar around the way, so hide your hoe. Okay. I'm flashing foreign cars.
Oh man, it is what it is, but it's pouring rain. Part of the excitement. You never know if you're gonna get completely soaked or not. Good 45-minute leg day done. I did not do any stretching afterwards. I prefer to do that at home. I prefer my foam rollers and TENS unit and all that stuff. So yeah, but gonna stretch real quick and then actually head out to grab a bite to eat with some friends. So that'll be fun. But first, we cruise back home. Now it's way past my bedtime, but last month for me was a record month, which is cool in terms of profit, not revenue. So I guess the metric that matters, which was cool. I just kind of smiled and gave myself a thumbs up and then kept doing what I was doing. I didn't really change much, feel much. It's just there's been a lot of good energy, good things flowing for quite a while now. So I'm glad to see things that I had predicted and been working towards 6 months ago coming true now, because the actions I'm taking have a much longer time horizon. You know, I lived on a treadmill for a long time where what you do this week creates the revenue for this week. You know, and now it's like my actions just have a much longer delay until a payoff happens. So you kind of got to make sure you're making the right decisions because you burn a lot of time. But it's been really good. You know, throughout this whole process, been feeling great, been super healthy, never felt closer to God, close to a lot of friends, in a great community, just everything thumbs up. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but definitely trying to make some of the right decisions. Yeah. Not getting distracted by anything else, saying no to absolutely everything except for the one thing that's in front of me. So investment opportunity, let's buy this building, let's do this thing, put cash in. Nope, sorry, not in the position, not doing it, no focus, no time. So it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap stuff up here and then I'm going to bed. And we got a Monday morning ahead of us. So Mondays are always good. I stack all my team meetings there, try to organize everything just so I don't really travel on Mondays, kind of stack all the weekly team meetings and consultants that I've hired in my life. So I talk to everybody. We do the weekly group coaching call that I do with like our client base that we teach e-commerce to. That's on Mondays. Everything's Mondays, just makes things easier.
Get up to date with new content coming in. But anyways, so
thankfully on TikTok, they don't penalize you for it yet. I've been saying for 6 months, I really think they're going to introduce a penalty system, because on Amazon, they will take you right down. They will kick you off the platform. They don't play around.
Well, Hayden, how would they know if it's fake, or if you wrote them versus someone else, or your cousin bought your product and left it? Like, how would they fucking know?
I mean, there's a lot of things. We'll never know exactly in their AI, but for an example, if you have 23 sales on your listing and 21 reviews, that's fake. That will never happen ever in real life.
Okay.
You know?
So you got to spread them out.
One thing can be ratio. Another thing can be if they're saved in your phone as a contact. TikTok has access to all of that. There's another thing. If they've ever logged into your Wi-Fi on your IP address, if the shipping address is in the same address, you know. All right, and happy Monday. It is just after 4 o'clock. I have wrapped up pretty much all my work for the day. All calls are done, employee calls, an agency that we have hired, my coaching group where I help people do e-commerce, and then jumped on with a couple of buddies who do 7 and 8 figures as well with their e-commerce brands to chop up ideas. We try to do that every couple of weeks, and I'm also finally building that desk that's behind me. So anyways, about to run off to the gym, and then we got pickleball tonight with the boys. So we'll jump on the court after a quick workout. It's Push day. Let's go. Also, every other Monday, I have a consulting call that I've been paying for this guy for a long time. He's built and sold many businesses. And recommended me some really good books. So I just bought like 5 new books, all on audiobooks, so that I could listen to them in the gym. So let's fire one of those up. All right, and I was on my way out when I got a bunch of Amazon packages. So let's see what we got. Don't worry, it's nothing too exciting. We got a bunch of cleaning products for the house, wireless phone chargers, 2 of those, some more Breathe Right nose strips, gaming headset, just copped that new Xbox. Some of the boys wanted to run it, so let's see what that's about, and don't know what the hell's in here. Figure that out later. Yeah, baby. Now this one I've been waiting for. They take so long to get down to Puerto Rico, and they don't sell them in the stores here. This right here is one of the only snacks you should be getting. I have the local farmer's market in Arizona. The nice lady there sending me the healthy granola made with the unfiltered raw honey from local bees. That's one of my snacks. And the second snack is right here, Boulder Canyon chips. I get these things delivered by the crate because, you know, you got to stock up. So we got 24 bags of that. Should be good for a while. I haven't had any processed sugar, not even a mint or a piece of gum or candy or literally anything unhealthy since January. So I've always been a sweet tooth person. So I've got to find the right healthy snacks. So I can at least have a little something here and there, like a nice little salty chip or something like that. So yeah, we've been dialed, let's just say that. Also, it's made a big impact on the business, completely cutting that stuff out. Way less brain fog, and that's really it, just feeling good. So we're gonna keep it rolling, but I'm out of here. Alrighty, and now it's time for pickleball, but that other thing that was in the box that I didn't show you, the best in the game, okay? The Athena shower filter. Gotta have these, so getting it set up here at the house, but it is time for pickleball. Let's go. Got to get a water. Got some grass-fed ribeyes defrosting for a little steak night with some of the boys. Got like 50 of them in the freezer. Just wrapping up the evening. Got a little Yellowstone on the TV. And, well, always paying bills. What do we got here? About to pay an Amex bill for one of the business cards. This right here is what it looks like to pay $122,000. If we're spending money, we're making money. I think. Is that how that works? Hopefully. But another excellent day in the books. No complaints. Got a lot done. Tomorrow will be a little bit chiller in the sense of no meetings, no scheduled stuff. So I can work on some projects, which is usually what Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday looks like for me. So let's get it done. I'm going to wrap up here this evening and keep watching. All right, good morning, good morning. Now I'm actually about to film an impromptu YouTube video. Tariffs just changed in a big way yet again. I kind of ignore all the noise with that, but this one's pretty big, from 145% down to 30% for the next 90 days, and some big changes to de minimis packages, which are packages valued under $800, which is basically every e-commerce brand ever that sources from China, right? So I'm going to film a different video from this one and get set up here, but I don't know, it's kind of crazy. The world of e-commerce is moving fast, changing fast, and there's a lot of buzz happening. Most of it is crap, but if you're sourcing from China, you might be cooked a little bit, buddy. Just a little bit.
Neon used to burn so bright and pink. Saturday night, kind of pink.
All right, I decided to play like 5-6 holes. We've got an interesting chip here, cart path. We've got a lip that goes down towards the green, so we gotta be careful here. We gotta set it right on the top of this ridge. Here we go. Now that right there was exactly what we wanted to do. Something always happens if you're not at the computer. Today's thing that occurred is I got a text while on the course from our media buyer who runs all the meta stuff and manages a static image guy and a video editor guy. Hey man, want to let you know I'm not going to be able to manage the ads anymore. I really wanted to help you scale up. Just got too much going on. Appreciate the opportunity. I wanted to give you a heads up so you have time to find a new person. Very professional, very reasonable, whatever. Not a huge deal. Unfortunate, but something always occurs. So got another thing on the plate that I got to work on. As always, we'll use this as an opportunity to put something better in place. Also got a text from my buddy John Shout out Settler Systems, runs all of our emails, has for a long, long time. He goes, yo, I have a campaign ready. Figured I'd shoot you a text or run it past you. Are you cool if we send a campaign that gives like $7 off any order? Of course. Yes, sir. You good, bro. Run it. But anyways, back to work.
Expanding your audience with that budget that's being spent on different levels. So they need to see your ads again and again.
You know, we're only spending a few thousand a day. We're not at that 10K a day target. Maybe we do launch one additional campaign. Every single day, we have between 5 and 10 new creatives created for each product. So that's 150 to 300 new ads that need to be tested every month per product, right? So we needed the best system to be able to launch those. All right, what do we got? Let's, I got a couple things on my end. I know we got to talk about growth. A system with the video editor that we brought on for all the influencers that you're onboarding. I know you mentioned a system, set something up where every time a post goes live, that guy just needs to be notified somehow. Hey, here's the link to the Instagram or to the YouTube, and then he can immediately use it and do his thing. Otherwise, stuff will get lost and it'll just never get used, you know, unless it's downloaded and put into a raw file drive. But I feel like it should be that guy's job to download it, not yours.
The influencer post, I send the link to Slack, editor does his thing and provides it to the ads.
Done.
It's pretty.
I mean, it's a pretty simple process. We just need to get it going. And also with the media buyer quitting, doesn't really affect much, but like we were just getting set up with that video editor guy, so we're kind of re-changing the system a little bit with him, but it's fine. He's still new. And we have other costs that are going through the roof right now just because of tariffs, but this knocked 70 cents off. All right, and just like that, it's time to eat. It's like 2 o'clock. I always usually get up around 8. The longer you can delay eating, the more productive you'll be. That's what I've found. I try to just do 2 meals a day. But look what just got delivered. This right here is delicious fresh sourdough. It's so good. Try to get usually one of these every week or something. Mostly for my turkey burgers, but this morning, gonna make some eggs and have a piece of toast because we're fancy like that. Grass-fed butter, farm fresh organic eggs, not one of those bullshit nonstick pans that's got all the crap on it that leaches into your food. We're doing all right. And for my turkey burgers tomorrow, our organic ground turkey, 93.7. Got like 20 pounds of this in the freezer, so this stuff is defrosting for tomorrow. And then tonight, we've got 2 of the boys, I think, coming over, maybe 3. A couple boys coming over for steaks. I'm hosting for the first time in this place. It's gonna be cool. We don't have a ton of space. This spot's not big, but it'll work. But yeah, time to make some food, jump on another call with a different team at Meta. I lose brain cells every time I talk to their support, but maybe they can help on something. I don't know. We're trying to go from spending $100,000 a month on that ad account to like $300,000 a month. And to do that, there's a lot of, you need to make sure you're staying on top of performance and tracking your metrics and everything is accurate. So we're working on it. It hasn't been perfect, but one step at a time. So I'm gonna eat and get back to it. All right, about to make some food, but last couple of days I haven't filmed nothing. One crazy thing that did happen, met a billionaire neighbor of ours who cleared like $4 billion in 1 year. Absolutely insane. We had a bunch of like OG internet marketers fly out. They took a couple jets down here, took the helicopters from the airport over here to the neighborhood, which is always sick. And yeah, I had a bunch of buddies, a bunch of people I've known for a long time. Alex, Chris, Thunder, Jared Getz over at Zendrop, Adrian Anthony Morrison, and a bunch of other people. So if you've been in the online game for a while, you know those names. But yeah, it was really interesting hearing about what these guys are doing. The billionaire brought everybody down here to chat, just chop it up and float around ideas for a project he's got going on. So it's a very interesting time. We all spent the day together. At certain times you have moments where your frame is broken a little bit and it kind of expands just maybe the way you think. I think those moments are really valuable. And in a place like this where I live, one of the large attractions for me here was like just the constant frame breaking, like once or twice a month, which previously that would happen like once a year, twice a year. It's pretty cool. So we were all having dinner in his home. We brought chefs in. They did a whole thing. And probably the most expensive house I've ever been in. But it's pretty cool, cool thing to be around. They were all just super lovely people. Had great chats with his wife and kids and everybody there. So it was a blast. Yeah, about to make some food, but that was really cool, like last 24 hours. So a bunch of people in town. It was all last minute. I didn't know what was happening until like the day of. So roll with the punches, having some fun. Let's go grill up some food. Been very busy. Working in the e-com company. We hired a few people. That one media buyer quit, and been using AI a lot over the last couple of days to make a ton of ad creatives. It's been crazy. Like, it is so close, but 95% of the way there to being able to literally work magic in our business, like change everything. And that's super cool to see. We can generate images out of thin air and then turn those images into videos. That's crazy. That solves the biggest bottleneck of content from an advertising perspective. So it's really close. Been working on that, working on systems. So probably try to hire some more people to help out with that. But if we can really nail it down and get it working right and get it close enough, then it'll be good. I would very highly recommend Sora, which is a Chat GPT extension that you pay for. That's most of what I've been playing around with today. That's been my favorite. ChatGPT itself does pretty decent image generation. But like, look at this. I asked it to make a random person holding our product. I'm not gonna show you what the product is, just holding a supplement bottle in his hand. And like, here's the same thing, just with a younger guy. Like, you can do that same thing over and over again. So it's crazy, but I just made a bunch of turkey burgers. I'm eating some dinner while watching Beverly Hills Cops. Best movies, hands down. Old school. I've got to book a yacht in the south of France and some flights and hotels and stuff for Spain, France, Italy. I've got a wedding coming up for one of my good childhood friends. I'm the best man, so got to kind of prep a couple fun days. We're gonna do a lot of golf and definitely surprise him with a yacht or something cool like that. So we'll have a good time. Probably hit Monaco, hit Monte Carlo to go gamble a little bit. It's not gambling when you know you're gonna win.
He was a retard. What? He was a retard. Retard.
So we'll have fun doing that. Probably try to take a helicopter over. The wedding's just outside of Nice. So see if we can't fly over there, Monaco for a fun night, maybe jump on a boat, do something cool. And then I'll be headed to Italy after for a week or two. So I'm gonna book that and have a good time. Probably start in Rome, then go down, jump out to the islands, maybe Corsica, and check out a few different areas. So should be cool. I haven't explored Italy at all. I've done a lot of Greece, a lot of France, a lot of Europe in general, but never Italy. So that should be fun. I'm gonna get back to watch this movie and stuff, but I wanna show you this thing real quick. This is, one of the main brands here on Amazon, right, that we have. And just look at the growth. Like, this is what's really cool to me about it, is like the growth side of it. We've been struggling hard with inventory, which is why it has slowed down a lot. And like, even so far this month, it's down a little bit. We're picking it back up. Last month was pretty slow. But like year to date, like it's growing. Like, I expect this Amazon listing to get to 1 million a month this year, which would be really cool. Like, that's just awesome. I love Amazon. Amazon's ridiculously profitable for us. The subscribe and save feature for supplements where people are taking monthly subscription options. Like, we could be in a very different place in the next 6 to 12 months, which is super sick. Like, I just love building fun stuff. I love products that people enjoy. And we got a lot of new stuff dropping. So a bunch of good stuff coming here. And I'm just excited for the growth of it. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit of a scrambled couple days in the life, just working and doing fun stuff. This is really what it's like just kind of hanging out, putzing around on the golf cart, unless I'm back at my home in the States, and then we're having fun in fun cars instead of golf carts. But other than that, everything's the same. We have a good time, we hang out with good friends, we eat good food, and we work out. So yeah, but prepping for some travels. This should be a super fun trip. So gotta go find me a boat. These puppies are too small. We gotta find something baller, You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at this, old school. Look at that. No, we need something sick. So, hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Instagram. I post way more over there if you want to be more active in the day-to-day stuff. And yeah, cheers.